Hi, I'm Jan. I'm the compulsive New Yorker. And today is something like November 27th in the year 2022. I'm in New York City. It's a Sunday. What I think I was trying to say is that I have the presumption to think that I have something to offer to you, not only because I'm at the cusp of 90, but also because of these professions and because of this ethnicity and also this cultural background. And, well, and still showing myself or representing myself as being relatively capable, mobile, breathing and eating and sleeping relatively well, not at the edge of the world crying, "Oh, it's the end of my life, it's the end of my life. Oh, my God. I will never read the New York Times again. I will never drive a car anymore. I will never have a woman in my bed again. I will never have my favorite food. My body is deteriorating." No, I'm a relatively normal human being. Of course, with a very distinct horizon in terms of lifespan. Nevertheless, whatever. So, it is in that belief that I hired a publicist, and that publicist, the first thing, one of the first things that he was able to create for me was that interview of 10 questions that relate to what role longevity played in my life. And then, like I'm doing right now, I self-interviewed myself, answering relatively ad lib, but with 5 different things written on a piece of paper, the 5 things that I can attribute my longevity to. And one of them was that structural integration, that Dr. Ida Rolf, who considered the body to be the soul, because, first of all, the entire nervous system is through the entire body. Through the entire body. Around every organ, around every muscle, around every tendon. And in there is the fine nerve network, all of it, of course, going to the brain that, well, I don't know if it regulates it, but it responds to it in one way or another. But so treating the body is a way of addressing the first 3 years of life, when your consciousness, when your nervous system, frankly, is developed in, as I have often speculated or calculated, for a working mother, a child in those first 3 years spends 20,000 hours outside her body in contact with her average 16 to 18 hours a day. Through all the stages of up to walking and talking. That alone, your nervous system is done. Whatever you do after that are only modifications. But the way your mother smells, the way she talks, the way she touches, that is what helps determine your connection to the world. This is where she's teaching you how to deal with yourself and the world around you. And you know, so that's a very crucial period, I gotta say. And I have spent, well, I'm sorry to put it this way, 20 years of psychotherapy trying to, not necessarily to free myself, but to see what forces were at work that formed my character as it is now. I'm a solitary guy. I don't have my family life is very loose. Very loose. You know, there are no strong ties. I spend 99% of the time with myself. So that's what you might call that, a dysfunctional behavior. But I'm in my Napoleonic mindset, I feel I'm conquering myself, or I'm beginning to own not Russia, as Napoleon tried to do, but own myself. I know, it's a strange concept, right? No, but I mean, I've spent so many years wanting to be other people or to have what other people have. You know, that's one thing that comes through clear in these journals from 1960, where I'm now in the end of, nearly the end of 1962. I'm always, now believe it or not, this is a little strange, but there are men and women around me, of course, and one of the main things around me are what I call Negroes. Yeah, no, I mean, excuse the expression, I mean, you know, they are Afro-Americans. But since I go to dance halls and I go to dance classes, it's always the blacks whose bodies are athletic and expressive. And so it was with the mother of my children. We met in a dance class, and she was flying across the floor. And of course, as I have sometimes said, I was waiting in the back of the class. She was in the intermediate class. I was in the beginning class. And that followed hers. So at the end of her class, she's all, you know, all sweaty from having done the crossings in the dance studio. She has seen me in the back of the class, watching the class. And she, a couple of times have given me a little sign of recognition because we have at least once or twice talked, but no more than that. She comes towards me. I mean, she's already like at least 12 or 15 feet away from me. And she says, she greets me excitedly, and she starts running towards me, or, you know, fairly somewhat fast, and says, "Catch me." And somehow, you know, because I have the instincts or the physicality of a 20-year-old, she lands in my arms, and she goes up over my arm. I mean, or at least this high. And as I wrote in this journal, this sweaty, athletic, and very feminine body slides down my entire length of my body. And as I've often said, she marked me, M-A-R-K-E-D.